Paul's gonna kill us.
So darkness, huh? That's the topic.
It's rising in me right now. Okay, Gannon.
Yes.
So it's always fun watching your own facial expressions, Mr. Johnson, when you hear yourself talking on
Yeah.
the intros.
It's cringy.
Hence why they're the intro, because I only keep the cringiest of cringe
True.
to do that. And this is the month of Aaron, October.
Yeah.
And we're okay, that sounds wrong. Because to say we're celebrating Josh being gone sounds wrong. It sounds mean. We're celebrating the launch of season 2 of Use Your Words, which is, as we know, Joshless, as we
Yes.
know. And it's also the month of October, which, Aaron, you know October, right? It's a wonderful month full of Halloween and everything else, right? But did you also know it's Vegetarian Awareness Month?
Well, I just offended a lot of vegetarians right now.
No. You didn't offend them yet. You'll offend them when we show you eating a big juicy steak.
I know what I'm eating for dinner then.
Big juicy steak?
Yes.
All
I
right.
don't know from where, but I want one now.
We can discuss that on our dinner break. So welcome to another episode of Use Your Words Podcast. Again, like I said, Halloween is this month, and last year we got to hear from Aaron on what he did with haunted ghost house tour thing. Forgot, what was it, like a haunted
It was-
asylum or
Yeah, it was an abandoned asylum, supposedly. And yeah, it was a little tour of it, which and if you've heard it or you, for whatever reason, go back and listen to it, I thought it was going to be more of a historical tour type thing and just a scary building because an abandoned insane asylum. Like, ooh.
which,
but-
by the way, still blows my mind that you're like, I want to go on a historical
Yeah.
tour.
Dude, I don't know. I like scary things like that. I don't know why, but just like, ooh, freaky. I like it. And okay. And but yeah, so it ended up being like more like one of those like ghost hunter episodes where they're like, well, I think one of the names was Lucy. Like, Lucy, are you in here? Can you hear us? Can you show us, like, did you used to play with that ball in the room, Lucy? It's like, this is stupid. And I'm sorry for any of those that are actually into that kind of stuff. My bad.
It
But
would have
just
been
nothing
More,
happened.
it would have been more entertaining if they were Australian and being like, "Crikey, I think it's a ghost."
Crikey.
Which, by the way, that was a horrible Australian accent from me. So I don't think that anyone goes "crikey."
Crikey.
I think that's a stereotype, and
He's angry.
I'm going to have to be lashed because of my stereotypes here. Apparently,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Oh gosh, but no, yeah, it was. There was one, I guess, kind of scary spot because it's like we were like down in this tunnel, in the basement of the area of the building, and like be careful with like the pipes or whatever down there. Like, don't bump your head on them or don't like rub your hand along them or whatnot, because like they still have asbestos on them. I was like,
That would be scary. That's the scariest part of the entire tour.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Oh, you run your hand on it, you get cancer. Congratulations.
So
Was
But-
was that part of the waiver that you had to sign? That if you get cancer, you can't sue them?
I don't know. I didn't read it.
So just like the terms of service and everything else.
Yeah. Just, all right. Yeah. But so we all like had our chairs and we all got situated down there and whatnot. And then like we turned all the lights off. And like I was on the far so there's the hallway, like a little room area that then there's like a couple other doors that were like, near there, and then there's like a hallway back to wherever we came from.
Okay.
And so for me being in the hallway, all the way to my left, you could see some light from like there's like a doorway down there. But then it's like pitch black all the way up to us and past, yonder the other way. So for me, I like, okay, like if I watch a scary movie with friends, like I hate being on the edge. Like I want to be like surrounded by my friends. I don't like being on the one on the outside.
You want a comfort blanket of friendship?
Yes. Yes.
Is friendship magical?
Yes, I'll say that. Yep, 100%.
Okay, Brody.
Yeah. But like, so yeah, I was on the outside and I mean, they turned all the lights off. So it was pitch black. And see, I've like, as a kid growing up, like whenever the room was pitch black, like my mind, anyone's mind, not just my mind, is like the imagination goes wild. So it's like, I feel like I would see things in the dark. I'm just like,
Well, so remember when we were down south at
Dallas?
No.
Oh,
the
the-
youth group mission trip. Alabama, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
And we went to the cave
Yes. Oh, they shut the lights
and
off
they
on us.
shut all the lights off
That
in the
was
cave
dope.
and it was literally pitch black.
That was awesome.
And they basically told everyone, they're like, stay still.
Yeah, don't move, don't run, don't do anything stupid.
You know, because when you think of like somewhere that's dark, you know, you think of a basement, but there's always a little light usually coming in from somewhere and you can kind of see and make out
Yeah.
stuff. This was like,
No,
this
there's
was
nothing.
pure black. It felt thick all
Yeah.
around you. It felt like it was,
It's like if you're claustrophobic.
oh, you were done for.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, I understand the very concept of pure darkness
Yeah.
in that
was
regard.
scary,
And
but kind of fun at the same
you
time.
know, no, I 100%
I
agree.
loved it.
But just imagine in the old days, if your torch went out and you got trapped in a cave like that,
You're done. It's over.
people did literally go insane, trapped in the darkness, because there was literally an absence of
How scary that would be.
your senses. You couldn't see. And if it was real quiet, if there's no animals in there, it'd be just dead quiet except for your movement and your
Oh,
breath.
and any like little insects that might be down there. But like, what if that's something that like freaks me out? Because I'm like, what if you were someone that went into the cave and there's like someone that's been down there for who knows how long and they've like lost their marbles? Like that would be.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings? Gollum?
Gollum? Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that would I don't know what I would do. I would
It'll
probably cry.
it'll be the new fad diet, the Gollum diet.
Oh gosh.
Look how skinny I got.
Look at me.
And I go
Just a
princess.
Also a rotten little figure.
Yeah. So yeah, that was last year, and we talked about
Yeah, that was fun.
your wonderfulness. So I figured, you know what, we're approaching Halloween again. Let's talk a little bit about, I guess maybe some of your Halloween traditions and stories of the past, as well as current ones. And if we have time, maybe we'll see, or maybe this will be a part 2. You know, we'll see. You know, Christian reaction with Halloween, because I've heard both sides of the story. I've actually heard people go, "How dare you practice Halloween, the evil devil's holiday?" So, I'll go ahead and start with a story that I remember from when I was a kid. And this is, I guess you could say this might be why I still have some trust issues with my mother. My mother's best friend from when she was in high school came to visit us. Her name is Luana, and she brought along her daughters and all that stuff, you know, because my mom and her were great friends in high school, so they had to visit one another, you know, and she lives out in like West Virginia type area. So it's not like a hop, skip, and a jump. We can see you every day.
Right.
It's a trek, you know, especially when you're bringing kids. I was probably in 5th grade at the time. So, you know, not the oldest, but still getting a little bit on that older edge. And my mom, my dad, and Luana conspired together to create a wonderful haunted house in our house. When I say that, like they went upstairs and they like lit candles and did all this and then took us you know, for a walk, quote unquote, down the block, and they're like, "Oh, do you see the candle in the window? That's the spirit of blah blah blah." And they're like, "She died when you know," and they went to this whole backstory of this vengeful spirit that lived in the house of this woman, and when you see the candle, that means you're gonna die, and all this other stuff.
I wasn't scaring you with that candle lit there, was I?
No.
Okay, good.
You know, so they're going into that. You know, as a kid, I'm like, "What the heck?
What is that?
We see the candle, we're gonna die."
It's over.
You know, and then she's like, well, my mom was like, "Well, let's go to the backyard and see if the candle follows us." And of course they had a a candle in the attic window of the
Oh my
backyard, overlooking the
gosh.
backyard too. She's like, oh, she followed you. You're gonna die. Run into the woods. It's safe there. And it's just
Whoa!
again, why I have trust issues with my mother, even to this day.
Gosh!
I have gotten her back since,
Rightfully so.
but she did that, and my dad, and her friend were just dying
Loving
of
it.
laughter. I'm like, you want me to trust you as a kid, and you're doing this to me? Come on.
Dude, no brownie points. Negative brownie points.
So going from that to an embarrassing Halloween story.
Oh.
I don't think you've ever heard this one.
Ooh, all right.
I would have been in kindergarten, so a long time ago here, way before you were born. My mom, for that year, made me a costume of, I don't know why. I don't know if I asked for it or how this came up, but I was Frosty the Snowman that year.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Big white costume. I honestly,
For Halloween.
for Halloween, I don't ask me. I don't know if it was me who asked or if it was my mom's idea
Yeah.
but I just remember that was my costume that year. And at, in elementary school, what do you do in elementary school? You wear your costumes to school.
Yeah.
Obviously mine was a little unwieldy because it literally was like a big old snowman,
That's awesome.
and we did at my elementary school at the time, this was down in North Carolina, we did what was called the Halloween parade,
Ooh.
where the kindergartners like march through the entire school in their Halloween costumes, to make the kindergartners feel special. Apparently, and I remember this part, but like I said, I don't remember why I was Frosty. Apparently, for whatever reason, the teacher's like, oh, you're going to be in front of the line. And my like kindergarten kid version of me did not like that at all.
No.
Was crying the entire time we did the Halloween parade. So there's Frosty the Snowman crying, and teacher's like, don't cry, you're going to melt. And I'm like,
That'd make it worse, I feel like. Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna melt. My costume's gonna go to crap.
And I was, like I said, I don't remember what was Frosty, but I remember that because
Oh,
So there-
sounds like a terrible time.
I look back at it now as like one of those embarrassing things. It's just like, what the heck?
What was going on?
And I know, like, I used to trick or treat. So we never trick or treated in the neighborhoods up here in Racine. However, I don't know if this still happened when you were a kid. There was trick or treating at the mall. So the weekend before Halloween, our local mall, Regency Mall, when I was younger, all the stores would hand out candy. So you'd come the mall would close a little bit early that day, and then you could all come in and trick or treat through all the stores for candy inside,
Oh, that's cool.
wearing your costumes. That
Yeah,
I don't think they still do that anymore,
No.
especially not this year in the year of COVID.
Definitely not.
But I mean, there's not that many stores in the mall to begin with at this point right now, anyway. So I doubt they do that. But
True.
so if they stopped doing it when you were young, but like you would go to like Chick-fil-A because it used to be in the mall,
Yep.
and they would give you mini sandwiches instead of candy.
Bet. Oh, I'd have taken that. Dang.
And of course, they would give it to the parents too, and that,
treat
but
them
then like
nice.
the other restaurants would give you just like standard candy.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
all the clothing stores would be open. They'd be like, come in and get some candy, and they wouldn't.
Shop.
No, they weren't allowed.
That's cool.
They weren't doing
That's
any
nice.
shopping. It was just literally for the kids to have a centralized place to come trick or treat.
That's cool. That's nice.
And then, for whatever reason, like after 5th grade, I never trick or treated again. However, I was in charge of handing out the candy at home.
Dang. You had to give all the kids that were coming up to you candy.
Yeah. So you know what I did? While it was trick or treat time and we had to give out candy, it was the one time of the year I was allowed to bring my game system out of the bedroom and put it on the main TV.
Nice.
So I remember this. So I come out of the bedroom with the Sega Genesis, pop it down in front of the living room, hook it up, and playing a good old strategy RPG game, which really has given me a love and an advantage in Pathfinder. The game Shining Force 2.
Hmm.
So if you're unaware of that, it's a tactical RPG game. Each of your characters is a different class, but you move them around on a grid-based system.
Oh, okay.
And you have to position them for advantages, and you have different class advantages and disadvantages and all that. So just as similar as Pathfinder in that regard of grid-based tactical system, with so many, a movement and an action and all that each turn. So I've been playing that sort of game since
a wee little lad.
At least third grade.
Wow.
So that's why it's like when it was like, oh, Pathfinder, I was like, oh, I know this battle system. Okay, we got it. But since it was turn-based like that, there really wasn't any time. It's like, I could be playing the game. Someone would, ring the doorbell or knock for candy. I wouldn't have to worry because I could just go and give candy and come back and continue the game. And I did that all through high school. I gave out candy.
Oh, wow. See, wow. I never would have been into those kind of games at that age.
Yeah, I wasn't into the whole shooters or anything like that. I was more into the tactical RPGs. That's what I grew up on. So that's why, off on a little tangent here. That's why Pathfinder is a natural fit for me because like, oh yeah, I grew up with this sort of battle system. I understand it. It's intrinsic to how I'm used to playing games.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's what I would do for Halloween, And then when I went to college, that's when I was like, I'm going to start doing haunted houses because they're fun.
Yeah.
And my last October in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I was a youth leader there, we had what was called Paul's Haunted House Tour. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, different haunted house.
That's awesome.
And I put it on the calendar. I said, any youth group kid that wants to come can come. I always made sure I had one other leader. At that time, it was the person I was dating. So convenient, right?
Right.
And we went to a different haunted house each of those nights.
That's awesome.
Sometimes we had one or two kids. Sometimes we had like whole carloads. So, we did stuff like the Phobia House.
See, Halloween and spiders are very close together. I would not do that.
Oh yeah, there was a whole black room. When I say black room, I mean like a room that was pure dark.
Nope.
No lights on. You could barely see, and spiders fake spiders going up and down and spitting web at you. And the first part of that was actually a claustrophobic hallway.
Ooh.
So what it was essentially was like, think of it like two really full beanbags pressed up against one another. Long hallway that you had to walk through and squeeze through. And it ended so beautifully. So beautifully. It ended with a clown chasing the group out onto the street with the chainsaw. The chain was off, but it was a real chainsaw.
Oh my God.
So, we get to the final room, they open the door, they're like, okay, this is the exit. And then all of a sudden a clown bursts through the other wall with a chainsaw and starts chasing the youth group kids through the street. And I'm supposed to be the youth group leader. I'm supposed to be the one responsible for this. I'm on the ground laughing. I'm dying of laughter. Because of course the one of the girls they chose to chase was deathly afraid of clowns.
Oh, no. Did she just drop or did she take off?
She ran and screamed for the entire way to the car. And guess what? Because she was screaming, they continued the chase down the road.
Oh, dang, they took it off bounds. Oh, that's awesome.
It was, I had to get special waivers signed to take these kids to that place.
Yeah.
Because this is a place where they could touch.
Ooh, yeah.
So
that's dangerous. That's a dangerous move.
And so it was all the phobias in one haunted house. There was even a buried alive room.
Ooh, oof. I don't know if I could do that one.
It's actually not that bad.
Okay. Well, I guess. See, my buried alive one sucked because. Well, it was. You were. I don't know if you were. Were you there for that one? I don't remember.
But it's like where they put balls over you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you were there for that one.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, that's not bad.
No.
That was easy to get over with.
Yeah, but if you're claustrophobic in that,
It sucks. It does suck.
Yeah, and so they tell if you're really bad, just skip this. It's fine.
Yeah.
My second favorite experience. This was another haunted house in my haunted house tour that month. It was 16 stories. Now they say 16 stories, but really what it is a big shopping mall, and like you go through a story, quote unquote,
Yeah.
a floor, and then you go up and downstairs, and then you're at the second floor. However, this one was slightly different. It was different in that every 3 floors, you got a riddle.
Oh.
And the answers were on the previous 3 floors.
Oof.
Like there were clues hidden.
Yeah.
And if you got the riddle right, then you got a token. It becomes important. Well, we were about halfway through. One of the people with me, she had a very particular phobia that I thought would never, ever happen. And my heart was lifted that day.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
She had a fear of midgets on stilts.
Oh my.
So what did they have
I
in
had midgets on stilts.
clown midgets on stilts?
Oh, even better.
And they chased her through the room.
You
And
guys
she
did
eventually cowered in a corner and was screaming. And they surrounded her and just kept touching her with their stilts.
that. Oh.
And me, again, I'm supposed to be the youth group leader that's watching over them, keeping them. I'm on the ground laughing.
Dying. That's priceless.
What we have learned from this is I should never be in charge of a youth group event
For Halloween.
if I may end up laughing my head off, because I will just laugh.
That is awesome.
So we made it through the whole haunted house. We got 1 token.
Okay.
1 token. Well, the reason it's important is at the end, if you make it to the end, there's a big riddle, which is like clues were through the entire haunted house.
Yeah.
If you were able to give them the correct answer for that riddle, you all got your money back.
Oh, sweet.
But you only had the number of guesses of the number of tokens you had. So we only had 1 guess, and we didn't get it.
Dang.
But
That's a cool idea.
yeah. So, it's supposedly supposed to be one of the scariest in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not the worst thing in the world. The one I want to go to is down in Illinois,
Oh.
where if you can make it through the entire house,
Yeah.
you get your money back guaranteed.
That would be kind of fun.
Supposedly it's so scary, very few people have made it all the way through. So it'll be
I mean,
good.
it's like, they can't kill you, right?
No, but they can grab you and pull you and push you and all that other stuff.
But you can keep, they can't, keep you from going through it.
No, but they might be able to restrain you for a little bit,
Yeah.
like tie you up to a chair for a little bit.
That is kind of freaky.
So
I
I'm
like it.
ooh, I kind of want to
Again,
go to that.
That would be fun.
So when I think of Halloween, I think of haunted houses,
Oh, yeah.
crying snowman, giving out candy, playing video games, and my mom saying, "I'm going to die because I see a candle in the window."
I'm lighting this place up with candles on Halloween.
Yeah, but it's not in an attic window. That's the
We don't
difference.
have one of those. Dang.
Yeah. And see, she has an attic window with a window pointing out over the backyard and the front yard. So,
Ooh, nice.
and you go upstairs and you wouldn't last a second up there.
No. Oh no. Spider. No.
Spiders and spider webs everywhere. Yeah. It's one of those places I want to take one of these days and kind of refit.
Hmm.
But yeah, we'll see what happens if she sells it before she passes away or
Right.
what.
Ugh. That's quite the Halloween memories.
Oh, there's more, but
Goodness.
yeah, I still remember my month of haunted houses and
That sounds like a fun time.
some great times. That's why when I moved back to Racine, I was a little disappointed that there's not as many haunted houses around here. And the ones that are around here are not that great.
No, not at all.
The one down in Illinois that we went to was pretty good.
That wasn't too bad.
It
That was definitely the best I've been to.
took forever to get into it though.
Yes. But it's kind of entertaining once you got closer, and then there's all the characters they're walking through. And then they took one of our friends' Patriots hat and put it under its armpit and put it in its pants and stuff like that. That was hilarious.
Well, I mean, the Patriots, they deserve that.
Right.
I love you, Toby.
Right. Sorry. But no,
It
that was a
wasn't
fun
Toby's
one.
hat, but yes.
No, it wasn't. No, it was not Toby's. Gosh, I don't say, yeah, I've only been trick or treating like once or twice, and that's when I was like in either just before high school or just got. No, yeah, it was before high school. What the heck am I
I
talking
mean,
about?
you and Josh didn't get matching costumes and go trick or treating.
No, me and John did. We were the biker bros.
I can't roll my eyes enough.
I know. It was so bad. But we just like walked around his neighborhood, and yeah, that was the only time I've ever been trick or treating. And that was, I mean, it was okay, whatever. There was one house that like kind of did well on their decorations, and it was really scary. And
Did
I
you
didn't
get a
know-
lot of candy from your trick or treating?
No. I mean, yeah, no, enough. But gosh, yeah, I just what did I have for Halloween? I mean, I don't know if they. I do remember like one time being a little kid hanging out in the porch during Halloween time, and there's just two teenage knuckleheads looking around to have some fun, and one had a Jason mask and one had a lightsaber, and or no, I had a lightsaber. Yeah, I had a lightsaber.
Oh, the story changes.
Yeah, and one had a Jason mask. The one, I don't know what he had on, but I was just having fun doing lightsaber stuff. And then they thought it would be funny to try and scare me, which they did. I don't know why I thought it'd be safer off the porch than it was on the porch, because they shouldn't have come onto the porch. But I got freaked out. I started running, and then they chased me into my neighbor's yard and stuff like that. And I was just like swinging out with my lightsaber, and then running away, and then swinging. Yeah, that never made me want to participate in Halloween as a kid. So I didn't until years later, and then I was a biker bro with John in his neighborhood. So yeah. Oh, how did I forget about this? At Grace Church,
Okay.
they would always have like a Halloween thing. I don't remember what they called it. But I mean, yeah, you'd show up in your costume and stuff like that, and they'd have a bunch of games for you to play to get candy, and then like outside they'd have a big tent that had like inflatables in it and stuff like that. And at
They didn't have a bunch of car trunks for you to go to?
like the extravaganza. Well, that was Easter, but yeah, so same idea.
Trunk or treat?
Yeah, no,
We did that at Fellowship once.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yep. A family that you know, they came as characters from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh gosh, nice. Oh, nice.
But yeah, go on.
So no, yeah, there was. How did I forget about that? And then like at some point during the night, they'd have some performance in the sanctuary or whatever by some group and whatnot. So that was always a lot of fun. That was cool. The only man, I guess like October just became a month for doing pranks, and I like pranking.
You like pranking people, huh?
Yeah. And I know Josh, I think, has told, I don't know when this happened, or if it was during October or what, but I'm pretty sure Josh has told the story. A friend and I tried to scare Josh at his house while he was home alone. And we were like dressed up, we were like blacked out. And like we had these black masks on and stuff like that. And that's when I had mascara on once before. And so we were trying to get Josh's attention to freak him out. And we got his younger brother. And we're like, hey, go get Josh to come check this out. We want to scare him. So his brother goes down, tries talking to him. And then, like, so in the backyard, they have a screen door and like a glass sliding door. And the screen door was shut and locked, but the glass door was open. So I was listening. And the next thing you hear is Josh walking up the stairs. And then you hear a dude's got a shotgun with him. I about pissed my pants. I yell at my friend who was with me. I told him, I was like, dude, run, abort, like get out of here. And we started booking it down like around the house back to the street where like some friends were waiting us for in a car. And I just remember I was so scared that I tripped over myself while running. Granted, that happens normally.
Yeah, as I said, that normally happens.
But like for that reason, no. Like I was beyond scared. And I remember falling, getting back up and getting there. And then talking to Josh later, I was like, bro, so how are you doing? Because he was supposed to come hang out with us, but he couldn't because he's whatever. And he's like, there's like these people out here, like around my house, I guess, whatever. And Do you know anything about that? I was like, no. And then, I mean, eventually it came out, and I was like, bro, I was like, you had a freaking shotgun. He's like, yeah, it wasn't loaded. I was like, no.
You're
So,
like,
yeah,
no, I'm not
I
not
don't-
chancing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing with guns. That's not a good thing to do. Dangerous. But he did
Yeah.
it, and that really made that moment real and terrifying. So yeah, with that, I did not prank him like that anymore. But yeah, there's that. There's the Grace Church.
By the way, I just remembered one
oh
more
yeah, what's that?
thing. When I was in college,
Yeah,
when you live in a dorm, weird things happen.
yeah.
So for whatever reason, and I still don't know to this reason, the dorms, we put on a competition where we decorate our halls for Halloween. So that way the teachers and staff and all that, they can bring their children through and trick or treat through the dorm rooms.
Whoa.
So each hall, is supposed to coordinate and decorate together. And there's a contest for best decoration, best theme, best blah 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 blah. Right?
Yeah.
Well, we did that, and I don't know why we decided to do this. Do you know that soap glows under a black light?
No, I do now.
So what we did was we covered all the walls
So
of our hall. We just splashed soap and it looked like blood splatter everywhere in the halls.
that's dope.
And then we lit it up with black lights. Remember, this was supposed to be for little kids to come through and trick or treat.
Do you have a picture? Oh, okay, no.
Oh, I do have pictures of it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so we wrote Happy Halloween on the wall, but we also just had splatter. And then we had toy tissue hanging down. So it looked like you're going through the splash curtains at a butcher shop or whatever.
Mhm. Oh my
Typical
gosh.
typical college guy antics trying to decorate a hallway for Halloween. So so that was my roommate actually. So he decorated his face with the soap and put toy tissue and X
Yeah.
around his chest just to kind of
Oh my gosh.
glow in the light and all that. So that way it looked and this is why I said I don't know why we did this, because to clean that up was such a
fun.
pain. Because so a hall in this regard is maybe about 12 rooms long.
Mm. Oh
That's-
wow.
That's how long the hallway was.
Oof.
That much soap.
That's a lot.
we,
Yeah.
we weren't exactly the smartest bunch of
Nobody
freshmen.
ever is. None of them ever are.
Did we ever win an award? No. We scared the kids. We made them cry coming through.
That's an award.
So I guess in that way we won an award.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Which really boggles my mind. I'm like, here's this Christian university, and it's like, oh look,
We're making kids cry.
we're gonna make a blood splatter. And and what did our sister dorm do?
Uh-oh.
Because you always have a sister dorm, right?
Yeah.
They did Candyland.
Candyland.
And what is their primary picture? A little kid in a ladybug costume walking down the path. And then they come from that into blood splatter land.
I like blood spatter, man.
Typical college guys.
That's
It-
awesome.
And if there's any woman listening out there, yes, guys, we are that dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say, ooh, blood splatter, and we're like, ooh, that is awesome.
Sign me up.
That is how I'm going to decorate my room. For whatever reason, we say that. I don't know why. Again, we're dumb. Why that is that we're so dumb?
Can't explain.
No, I can't explain. Guys are just dumb until about 30.
Well, I got a few years to go then.
Yeah, you do. You have many years to go.
So I have
still.
time to be stupid.
Woo! Congratulations. Any other memories that you could think of back from?
Man, I can just think of my sister. So my grandpa had masks and stuff like that, and it was like an old man looking mask.
An old man looking mask.
Yeah,
Were you
here's
looking
my
into your
grandpa.
future?
Probably. And see, I hated this movie Mars Attacks.
Oh,
It-
yes, Mars Attacks.
Terrified me as a kid.
Does it still terrify you is the question?
No, I think it's hilarious now.
Okay.
But
You know-
every once
by
in
the
a-
way, you know what terrifies me?
what?
You with a flat top.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this trunk or treat picture,
Flat top.
and I came across flat top Aaron. And
Oh, I forgot. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've had that.
sorry about that.
I'll
Go
bring it
on.
back.
No, please do not.
We'll see. But yeah, so she would put this old man grandpa mask on, and I hated it, and I hated the movie Mars Attacks. And I don't know. Well, for all of you that have seen that movie, you know what they sound like. It's just like I can't do it. But like she would imitate the alien's noise, and like so I was in a high chair type thing, and she gave me a bowl of ice cream.
You were that young?
I was little, and
I can't remember any time when I was in a high chair.
yeah, and I was here at home. I don't know.
I hope you're at home.
Yeah, I was at home, but like she's like, She's like, Aaron, do you want to see something? I was like, sure. And I'm eating my ice cream,
Yeah.
and the next thing, so she puts on this mask and she grabs like this like towel to act as a cape. She peeks around the corner and starts imitating the alien sound or whatever from Mars Attacks, and I start screaming and crying, and then I take my ice cream and throw it at her, and she just loved messing with me. And at one point, she wrapped me up in a comforter, like a bed comforter, dragged me downstairs while saying Jabba the Hutt wants to eat you, and puts me in the dryer. Man, so she loved mess. So I mean, like as far as getting scared and stuff like that, I got my fair share of scares as well. Oh, I don't like. Just hearing that kind of freaks me out a little bit. Not gonna lie. Now with my back towards the hall, I'd see, and that's the thing. Like back towards hallways, I don't like. So, yes.
What?
As
I
Paul
was just signaling for someone to come in.
Yeah, when there's supposed to be no one back there. But so I mean, there's that, and I remember my friend Matt, like he liked Halloween, and he had a mask, and I was at his house for one weekend, and I remember hanging out in his room, and then he put it on and started walking towards me with it in his room, and I could not do masks. I was dead terrified of it.
Why couldn't you do mass?
It was scary. I don't know. I just it scared me.
Which
So
I find completely odd nowadays because
'Cause
what's
I
your
love-
mask?
Corey Taylor,
Okay.
from Slipknot, All Hope Is Gone mask, woo! But like, so yeah, now I think it's funny and fun, but like, and then I remember like going down into his kitchen and just sitting there and not leaving the kitchen table, and his mom's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "He has a mask on and he won't get rid of it," and she's like, "Take it off." I'm just like, I was the biggest baby.
Aaron Johnson causing trouble since 1 year old.
Yep, I do. Man, I hated Halloween until more so like, well, within like the past like I don't know, 8 years or whatever. Like now it's kind of fun. Well, no, more than 8 years. What the heck? 12 years, 13 years. I don't know. But
Since you were like 12.
yeah, I just it freaked me out. It scared me. Didn't like it. Now it's kind of fun. I like scaring people.
Yeah.
That's what it's turning me into. It's turning me into a monster. Literally.
So question, you only went trick-or-treating once, so never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
So, because you are aware that there are people who have doctored candy, right?
It's sickening. Yeah. Putting razor blades in it and
Yep.
all this other kind of stuff. Yeah. Be careful. Granted for 2020, I'm sure there's going to be some trick or treating.
Well, there's a lot of hospitals that offer free x-raying
Mm-hmm.
of candy.
That's very nice.
But this one I pulled up here from 1974. It was an 8-year-old boy from Texas who passed out after consuming pixie sticks laced with cyanide.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. It only took a few days for investigators to locate the culprit, the boy's father.
Oh!
Not long before Halloween, the man had taken out life insurance policies on both of his children.
Oh my gosh.
He was convicted and sentenced to death after a mere hour-long jury deliberation. He was executed in 1984.
Oh my gosh. That's sick.
Yeah.
That is awful.
In
Gosh.
1970, a 5-year-old from Detroit went to a coma and died on November 2nd. The cause of death was a suspected heroin overdose. The drug was sprinkled on the children's Halloween candy.
Ah,
Police later determined the child had accidentally ingested the heroin after finding his uncle's stash. In an attempt to cover for the man, the family staged the tampered candy to try and fool authorities. So instead of letting their own family member get in trouble over killing their kid, they made it look like an accident.
that is awful.
In 1959, a California dentist handed out around 450 laxatives to trick-or-treaters.
Ooh.
There were at least 30 children with extremely who were hospitalized. So I mean,
Halloween can be dangerous.
yeah. So just check your candies.
If there is, like I said, there'll probably be some sort of trick or treating this year, even though it's COVID. I'm sure they'll try and. I mean, you have a mask on. We're told to have masks on.
oh
now,
my
so,
goodness,
hey, we'll have a mask on.
not
like,
that type of mask,
No,
but
yeah. I mean, it could cover the mouth. Wow. But I mean, no, yeah. It's just be careful for any of those that do go out this year. If there is something, be careful.
yeah. And what was it? Back in the 60s is when the razor blade and the apple thing started. So I mean, but I always think, who gives away an apple?
Yeah, that's stupid. That's lame.
I don't give away apples. I give away oranges.
Equally as lame.
No, I'm kidding. I would not give away fruit. I always make sure
This can't
to get the best.
premium candies.
Yep. And of course, you know, the internet being the internet, if you look for razors and apples, you will find people with who have taken like Bic razors and pushed them through the center of the apple, so it's coming out both ends of the Bic razor. People are
Genius.
people. People are people in all
Genius.
regards. So,
Geniuses.
did you really just say geniuses?
Oh yeah. Oops. Yeah, I'm excited for this Halloween.
Why is that?
I don't know, I'll probably have a small little friend hangout party thing and I'll get to wear my mask.
Hmm.
I like wearing my mask.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're gonna have a guitar lesson, aren't you?
Potentially.